Hey, hi, Idan Velleman, and a very good afternoon, everybody. This is DiamandPigsTV. In about 30 minutes, we're going to talk about the news, about the market, and also what we have been doing. And what did we do last week, Idan?
We were in Paris.
Yes, we were at the Binance Blockchain Week. And we met lots of influencers, lots of venture capitalists, lots of players in the Binance market. We met CZ and his wife. They're the two founders of Binance. And we want to talk to you about it. And also we're going to talk about the market, because the market went fantastic. What a great day we had. Anyway, it went sideways and it went a little bit down. It's just extremely... I was talking to the television station, which came today, and they said, oh, well, there's not much news about Bitcoin and about crypto. And I go, wow, are you kidding? Everything is innovating. Everybody's rebuilding, repacking themselves. There's lots of innovation. We're making sure that we do useful things with the blockchain. This is a very exciting time. And they go, oh, okay, maybe we should put an item. Maybe there is more to this crypto than only going up or going down. No, it's about how things change in society. Okay, anyway. So we went to Paris, right? We did that. And question. What did you like the most about it?
Well, I thought it was very nice to meet a lot of people. And one of the guys I'm watching very often is Crypto Banner Run. He has a TV show every day at 4:00 in the afternoon. So it was nice to meet him and talk about a couple of things and maybe to do business in the future together.
They're nice people, right? They're very approachable. They're nice. They're about 60 people to put all these shows together. They're really a media company. And they're not from LA. They're not from England. They're not from America.
They are from South Africa. His vision is to become the CBS of crypto, and he wants to have 24 hours live streaming about crypto. Right now, he has two people who are talking about trading every day. He has one person who's talking about staking and analyzing coin. He's doing a show at 4:00. He has one guy who's doing gaming every day. I highly recommend everyone who wants to be a little bit more informative on a daily basis. I highly recommend that. Yeah, so that's Ron Benter.
Let's share the link If you can share the link
we'll do that.
in the comments, then people can watch that. Okay, so that was Crypto Banker. I thought it was really interesting. And then, of course, CZ was the big hero, and lots of people wanted to make a selfie with him. And there were so many people from Binance, and I thought that was really interesting. And there was this huge list. Of people who wanted to have a picture with him. So I thought that was fun. It was fun to see. And of course, we wanted to have a picture with him too. I interviewed him 2 months ago on stage. But this is CZ. He's a Chinese guy. He's very modest, but he's very smart. He doesn't do much operational. He does more work with all the regulators and make sure that Binance can do their thing. And actually, when you want to know about him more, he started working for a tank station, and he learned a lot there. And then he started to make software. Then he made software for exchanges. There are about 50 companies made an exchange with his software, and then he did it himself. Now he's Binance, and it's about 60% of the whole market goes through him. It's just like a huge company. So that was fun meeting him again. And then it was nice to meet Alex. Binance has a Binance Lab. That's an investor. They have lots of companies, and Alex is in London, so we talked with him. So we met a bunch of VCs, but also we met lots of people from, what is this guy from, Alex?
Sotheby. He's a guy from Sotheby. He's doing NFTs auctions.
Yeah, so he was saying NFTs. He says, NFTs are a very practical way to sell things and to connect the ownership to the artist. But he says this whole NFT market is completely disconnected from any kind of quality from the art. So that's what they want to do. They want to basically have it maybe sort of a gatekeeper. What is real art, and they can make an estimation of it. But they definitely intend to use NFTs. I thought that was really interesting. And then we met lots of influencers. This guy is from Norway. What is his name?
Cryptos Batman, I think.
Yeah, Cryptos Batman from Norway. So we met people from Brazil, from Italy, from Spain, from Romania, from UK, from all kind of all over the world. It was really an international organization. This guy is from SoftBank, a huge investment fund. So I thought we were interested there. You were incredibly interested in all the presentations here. What happened here? Were the presentations so boring?
It was not boring, but we left at 2:00 at night with your Tesla, and we drove all night.
3 o'clock.
Sorry, 3:00. I woke up at 2:00. Yeah, I woke up at 2:00, and 3:00 we started driving, and we came there at 10:00 because it was really, really busy on the road in Paris.
Yeah, it went really well with the electric car. We had to charge once, and then we were at about 8:30 we were in Paris, and then it was 2.5 hours to the Palais de Congrès.
But after lunch I took a power nap. That's it, and then you took a picture of me. So it's not so nice actually.
Yeah, it was not very nice. But because you were very energetic, you were very enthusiastic, and and we had a great time.
Yes,
I had to go back on Wednesday night to because I by plane, which was horrible, 4 hours in line. I mean, it was just like in Schiphol. And then I gave a presentation about cybersecurity, and then took the bus and came back. And then the next day we had also a great time meeting lots of people. So okay, let's talk about the market. Everything is exciting. There's a lot of extreme fear. So if there's a lot of extreme fear, it must be a good time to buy, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, how many times can we say buy the dip? I think that the bear market will end when we stop saying buy the dip, and everyone is so depressed that and then only then the bear market will end. But but seriously, we had CPI numbers last week. We had yesterday Jay Powell talking and raising the rate 75 points higher. So the market is still on extreme fear, a little bit more than last week. Not a lot of change. If you go to the next slide, we can look at Bitcoin. You can see that the range between 18K to 23K, 4K is still there. We're on the bottom of the range. So if people wants to buy, that's the time to buy. There are two options. We may see a relief rally because a lot of coins are oversold. Also in the tech, in the Nasdaq, a lot of things are very oversold right now. So we may see a small relief rally up direction 22, 23. Or if we get some additional bad news, we'll see the price goes down maybe to 17. And if we see capitulation, it can go down as indeed 11,500, 12K. So let's see. No one knows, but we are still on the range. We are right now 19,000.
Yeah.
So,
but it is not determined by crypto at the moment, right? It's not that something happens in the crypto world. It all depends if what happens in the Ukraine. It happens how we handle the energy crisis. It happens how people have fear, so that they want to take crypto out of the equation and put it in dollars because the dollar goes up. It's nothing to do with the crypto world at the moment. And the crypto world is innovating. It's because we had the merge. I mean, we talked about the merge forever. And then, okay, we're going to talk about that. But I think it was interesting. I asked Bloomberg, and Bloomberg says, it will have to go down first, and then it will hit 100,000. So we have no idea if Mike McClone is good on this, but we still are very bullish about it, but we have no idea when, because it's also not determined by the crypto market itself. And then if we look, you always do the Dixie, right? I mean, the Dixie, what is the Dixie? Because the Dixie is the Dixie compared to the dollar. You always talk about, what is this Dixie?
The Dixie is just the dollar index compared to major currencies. Today we do a sort of Dixie, but it's the Euro US, so we only compare the Euro and US, and we took a year a chart that shows us a year, and it shows how the dollar become much stronger all the time. It's considered to be a safe haven, more than Bitcoin and more than euro. And of course, you talked about the problems we have here in Europe with the gas and with the war. There's a lot of weak currencies, not only the euro, and a lot of people are flying to the dollar. On top of it, and maybe you go to the next slide. On top of it, we have the interest rate that are going down. That's reflected by the 10-year bond, the 20-year bond, which is climbing and climbing, to show you that the market is still expecting high inflation, and that the Fed will continue increasing the rates for now. So there's no end for that, and the dollar is strong. So it's no wonder that on-risk assets, including Bitcoin and tech and Nasdaq, are very weak at this stage.
Okay, it's a big, straight, cute line, yeah. And how much? I mean, we just went from negative interest to a little bit positive interest. I mean, Europe is not doing anything like this, right? I mean, they're really far ahead. They're really far ahead. So I can imagine that everybody just wants to get rid of the euro and wants to buy dollar. But why would they want to get rid of crypto? That I don't understand.
Well, so you said a couple of things. First of all, the problem in Europe is mainly in the supply. We have a problem with the gas, and we have a problem with mainly the gas. So if we are going to increase a lot of the interest rate, we will lower the demand, but not necessarily the supply. So I'm not sure that it will help to reduce the inflation. In the US, it's a different story. There's a lot of demand because of all the incentives they had and the quantitative, the all incentives that they had during COVID. And there's still a lot of money in the market, and the Fed's trying to lower the demand, and it works. So you can see that slowly but surely, not as maybe we hope, but slowly but surely, the inflation is going down in the US.
Yeah.
So that's it. Why people are getting crypto? Crypto is very volatile. When the market, the market is cheap, everyone is going into on-risk assets, including tech and crypto. Now the money costs more money because there's a high interest rate, so people are moving from on-risk asset to off-risk asset or to the dollar. That's the reason.
Okay, thank you. It's we'll just wait until the meta level becomes better. Let's go back to Paris for a second. There were a bunch of interesting companies. One of them was Tron. And I thought Tron, people always talk about the founder of Tron, who paid $4.5 million for a lunch with Buffett, and who always does all kinds of crazy things. I thought it was interesting that I talked to this girl, and I have an interview with her, and I will share the link in the notes with you guys, and. She basically did a very good job talking about Tron. I thought it was really wonderful. And one of the things I thought was interesting is that they do hundreds of millions of transactions a day. And they also do that. And they're the biggest in Tether. Most of the value of Tether is moved through Tron. Very cheap, lots of transactions. And technically, they also have a stable coin, which is supposedly has 3 times more collateral than it, but you can see a number on the graph you see that in the interview, and but I mean they had a very smooth story, very cheap transaction costs, lots of liquidity in the chain, and very cheap and huge amount of transaction per second. What do you think of Tron, and what do you think of the guy who founded it? He's now a diplomat or something like that. He's now called Mr. Secretary or something like that.
Yeah, we saw an interview of him. He was there in the Binance, Justin Sun. He's a bit problematic. He said a lot of things that are very that people don't really appreciate. He jumps from one project to another. No one really knows if Trons really reflect the number of transactions you were talking about, the number of applications that you were talking about. No one really knows if it reflects the truth or if it's a big Ponzi scheme. I have no opinion. I haven't digged into it. I don't like the way he expressed himself, not on Twitter and not in other places. So I'm not a big fan. But they only have, if you look at Ethereum or in Binance, the Binance chain has almost 500 protocols connected to Tron, to Binance chain. The Tron has 10, which is which is not enough in my eyes, but still a lot of transaction, same as the Binance chain. So everyone can judge for themselves if His Excellency Mr. Justin Sun is the right person you want to trust in and invest in his coins or not.
You could say His Excellency Mr. Justin, Ambassador Extraordinaire for some kind of an island. And he also bought BitTorrent, right? I mean, it's just like and he really, did you know anything? I mean, he had this lunch with Buffett, who really hates crypto, and he paid $4 million for it. Yeah. And I wonder if if something came out of that. Okay. Anyway, we will stop with talking about him. But I thought it was the lady did a good job explaining what it was all about.
Okay.
So let's talk about something else. Another interview. I have 4 or 5 interviews which I thought was really interesting. And the other one was, this was great. This is a guy who worked on a Luna project. And the Luna project was worth about 25 million. It was really very successful, and it was launched in there was a lot of traction, and the value went up to 25 million. And then while he was building this project, about 25 people involved, lots of money involved, Luna went down the drain. And he explains about how that went. And I thought it was a fascinating background story, how you're on a stable platform and then the stable platform starts shaking, and within 2 days it disappears totally inside the earth. And it was a loyalty scheme with sports. And of course, this whole idea can still work, but they have to find a new blockchain and a new coin to work it on, which they're doing now. I think it's a great interview. So I'm sharing that link. Too. So those kind of guys, you also came in, and he was really the end of Luna, typing it in. So listen to this interview; it's really a lot of fun. Okay, then. The merge, how did it go?
The merge was perfect. Nothing happened, so that was perfect. We were talking about many times in our show. I didn't expect too many problems. There weren't too many problems. I also didn't expect that the price will increase or decrease directly after. That didn't happen as well. However,
why not? Because I mean, I expect if everything went well, I would expect, people have more trust in Ethereum, let's buy it. But
we're in a crypto world. We're in a crypto world, and crypto world is crazy. So you have different parties with different interests. We have the Ethereum miners that cannot mine anymore because we moved to proof of stake, and so they decided that they will dump the coins, and we can suspect that one of the reasons that Ethereum went from 1,700 or 1,600 to 1,200, 1,250 is because the Ethereum miners are dumping. The other thing you should remember, Vincent, for a long time, there were a lot of people who staking ETH 2.0, and now they could, it was released, so they could potentially sell them in the market. And that may be another reason why the price went down. On one hand, everything
other people said, hey, because we now have the merge, now proof of stake, there's going to be a lot of money in proof of stake, and there's a lot of money going to be in staking. But
correct. I think on the long run, especially when the regulations are in place in Europe and the US, you'll see a lot of institutions that will go into Ethereum while they only went to Bitcoin right now. There'll be a very good reason to go to Ethereum and to a lot of coins in the ecosystem of Ethereum. So I actually think that it's a great, without giving any financial advice, that the price is very low and very great opportunity to buy on the long run. Obviously, the market is volatile, and we don't know where it's going tomorrow or the day after. But right now, the price is very low, and I expect a lot of institutional money flying into Ethereum on the long term.
Yeah, also because the whole argument of being an energy hub is now gone.
Exactly.
And they survived it. I mean, Ethereum is, of course, the biggest, most useful coin in the whole crypto universe. And it's there to lose. If they would have fucked this up, then it would be really good for the Solanas of this world. But they didn't. They did a good job. Yeah. Okay. So it's a pain in the butt. The market is not doing very well. How did we do? Well, this is just for the last 3 months how we were doing. This is in 3 months, Bitcoin went down 8% and we went up 10%. So we're still ahead. Our robots are doing, but we also had in the last couple of weeks when we were here, it basically.
We don't see it, Vincent. If you want to share it with us.
Oh, sorry. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So this is from Diamond Pigs. You can make an account here and you can test it out. You can do simulation and see exactly how we're doing. And we have the strategies of which you can select, and then we execute them in your own wallet. We're in Binance, and within a very short time, we'll announce another exchange. And actually, on October the 7th, we're having a party where everybody is invited. We're going to give an under the hood view of all our robots and how they work. And also, we're going to announce another exchange, which we're going to connect to. Anyway, this is for the last 3 months. That was because there was positive news there. I mean, Bitcoin went down 8%, and we went up 9%, January. But we also had moments here in the last time that we were not doing so well. So it is a hard market. If everything goes sideways and then suddenly drops, it's really not it's not an easy market to predict and to make money in. So that's our Diamond Pigs. That's our Diamond Pig stuff. Then again back to Paris. This is a great interviewer guy. I really liked him, Philippe. And Philippe is from Brazil. And what did he do? Idam?
This is a typical influencers, right? He has 500K followers, I believe, on TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok.
And he started a few years ago, and he's very, very popular in
Brazil.
In Brazil. Yeah, everyone knows him, and he gives a lot of education through TikTok. And so it's interesting. Obviously, I try to listen to him. I like the setting. I don't understand Portuguese, but you see those kind of guys. A lot of them were walking around in the Binance week. But this is upcoming, huh? So it's more than upcoming. It's very popular.
Yeah,
so
we met people with 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, all kinds of things, and then TikTok. So I interviewed him. How is it to have 500K followers on TikTok? What does it mean? How do people react? What kind of people listen to you in TikTok?
Yeah.
You watch you, and how do you make money with it? And what is your, he basically gets people who sign up for Binance. There's an affiliate link there. There's a little bit of money. The most money he makes is training. He has all kinds of videos, and he made a training video course. And lots of people sign up for that for $50 or $60, and that's how he makes his money, not advertising from TikTok or anything else. Okay, this I thought was very interesting. There is a class action suit against Tether and the organization of Tether, and the organization which started Tether is called Bitfinex, and there's a class action suit. Which accused Tether of manipulating the market. I don't know why they do that. It's everybody doesn't know if Tether has enough liquidity to pay for everything, but they have to open up their books. They have to open up their books, the accounting books, and they have to tell everything, all the reserves they have, and they have to do profit loss statements, cash flow, etc. And I think that is really good because I want all the important players in the crypto market to be controlled. I think some people do not like it that there's control. I think it's good that there's control because I think people are also mean and cheaters. And if they don't have the feeling that they're being watched and controlled, they will just mess with people and they will make you lose a lot of money. So, I think all the exchanges should be having an accountant, and they should have reports which should be open, just like every bank has it. And that's already problematic enough if you don't have it, but we should have that. And now the judge has ordered that. So I think that is good news because these stable coins are extremely important part of the business, right, Idam?
Yeah, and not all of that. I think there's a bill right now in the U.S. Congress about stablecoins, and everyone needs to be very transparent. Not only Tether, everyone will have to show that they have one-on-one liquidity to cover everything. Everything, and that's good for Tether. Tether claims they have it, and USDC claims they have it. Circle and Binance, etc. They're probably going to be forbidden to have algo stablecoins like Frax or like Luna back then. So that's another thing that we'll see on the regulation, both in MiCA and in the Congress. And so there's a lot of development there. It's good. You're right. If we have clarity and we have regulation in place, there will be much more adoption. And we'll talk about adoption in a second. So it's a good one to move to the next slide.
Yeah, you were saying, well, you don't have to say that we'll move to the next slide. I can figure that out myself. But I mean, what you said was interesting. There's a lot of talk in Congress. Congress is making laws about stable coins and in general, like we are doing MiCA. And so it's always fun to watch Congress. All these videos are public. And one of the guys which was there last time was Jamie from JP Morgan. And JP Morgan is a bank which very aggressively moves into crypto. They supply their clients with crypto services, and they have their own stable coin, they have their own crypto coin or their own coin. But the boss, Jamie Dimon, which I think is a great guy, wonderful to listen to, does not like crypto. There's a lot of people who are great who do not like crypto, and you can say it's because they don't know or because they're mistrustful, whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons that you can come up with, but he thinks it's a total decentralized Ponzi scheme. And he says that every half year, and every time you ask him, he says the same thing. He doesn't believe there's value in it. And then and he says it's a Ponzi scheme, although the bank is really working on it very hard. And I thought this was another thing, and the payment guy from JP Morgan, and I thought that criticism was more interesting. He says there's a huge clash in people paying with crypto, and that is, I think, is a very interesting problem, right? How do you view that? What will determine the value of crypto in the end?
Yeah, so we talked about it many times. It's a big elephant in the room, right? Is there any usage for crypto? Are people using it? So you could come up with statements that no one is using crypto, and it's true that the adoption we want to see the adoption accelerate more than what we see right now. So we talk about, for once, it's regulation. The other thing, and we talk about it in Binance Week last week, the user interface, the user experience from a wallet like MetaMask that are right now talking to Metaverse or any others. My mother, the grandmother test, my mother or my grandmother will not be able to use those kind of technical. So there's a lot of improvement there. If I listen to Benter, he says within 12 to 24 months, there's a lot of projects working now on improving the user experience, and then it will be much easier to start using crypto. Then the other thing that we can look at is, yes, in the US and yes, in Europe, we still have relatively strong currencies, although the Europe is becoming weaker. But in South America, there's a lot of adoption because there's a lot of problems with weak currencies. And yeah, you have this brilliant table, and you can see that Brazil is number 5 and Argentina there, and China, that's from last year actually. We want to look for a new one.
Yeah, and India, and Vietnam,
India and Vietnam.
Pakistan, they're huge, and I'm just surprised. And they have 3 different things to measure it. How much money have you received, as you said? How many have you used on retail? How much do you do P2P? And there comes out of this list.
Yeah, and the list
halfway, and but Ukraine, Pakistan, India, and Vietnam are the number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's interesting.
Sure, those are countries with free currencies that adopting the crypto. It's also much easier. A lot of people in those countries don't have banks, so it's another way for them to transact and to send money to their family members or to their friends and to do deals without a bank. That's the whole idea of crypto, right? To eliminate the middleman. So I think yes, there's a lot of work to be done in terms of friendliness, user experience, but yes, it's still, and I think in the next slide we talk about South America, I'm not sure, and then there's a lot of adoption in Latin America right now. They integrate a lot of the crypto. They're moving to stablecoin in order to protect their money because there's a lot of inflation in Argentina and other places. We talked about Brazil who's adopting a lot of crypto. So there's a lot of things going on. But of course, the last 6 months with the bear market and a lot of crypto value lost their 80 or 90% of the values. Of course, not a lot of people are stopped using it, and mainly in Europe and mainly in the US. So it's a more complex world than just saying no one using it, but there's a lot of work to be done for the crypto community to.
I hope that Lightning and a good legalized system will help do it. Okay, we're almost there. Let me see if I have a little bit more positive news. I thought, yes, here we have Crypto Marco Wintermute. And they basically they do all kinds of DeFi products, and they provide liquidity. They do loans, the DeFi products, and they were hacked for 160 million. So what's the good news? The good news is that they say, well, yeah, sorry, we lost 160 million, but we have twice the amount of cash lying around. We have 320 million in extra reserves, and we found the problem, and we reimbursed everybody. So it's just like unbelievable how they how companies can survive. I mean, of course, Luna didn't survive, but that was not a hack. That was manipulation. But a lot of companies have lost money. So Curve, 570,000, and then Certic estimated that 1.3 billion has been lost, and 1.3 billion is a sizable amount of money.
Yeah.
And Waitertude trades billions of dollars, and it provides this liquidity. All these liquidity providers, you have them everywhere. It's not that for every sell there is a buyer, and every buyer there is a seller. There's all these people in between, because otherwise the markets would go up and down like crazy. Liquidity is very important. But the fact that somebody can lose 160 million, says, "Oh, I'm really sorry," and they continue, and they don't falter. So I thought that was positive news. The market is getting stable. And as long as we don't have another Luna or that Tether is going to hell, I think this market will become more stable. Okay. Any more news, Idan?
No, I mean 32 minutes. I think we did great today in terms of timing. In any case, so
look at the videos. I mean, the interviews, I've shared them here, and they're on DiamandPigsTV. They are they're really nice. So I would actually recommend everybody to go there. And then secondly, also, I would say to everybody, if you wanted to try out our product, we have a great product, and it's called DiamandPigsTV. And let me show you. And the nice thing is you don't have to anything. You just have to do a username, password. It's about 2 seconds, 2 seconds work. And then you immediately come into our simulation mode. And then you can, well, let's say if I invest 25,000 euro and I invest it in, let's say, February 1st, and I select Genua, I select Duroc, then you have, then at the end, you can see how it's going. But in the end, you will have 28. Where are we now? You have 12,000 with Bitcoin, and you have 8,000 with our strategy from Duroc. And if you then look at, for example, Genua, how is Genua doing? Genua doing is much better. Then you would have 77,000 euro, and 12,000 with Bitcoin. So we would have done a fantastic job. And you can see what coins we would buy and sell, and at what moment. It's really good. Also, if you only want to invest in Bitcoin, that's also good. We have a strategy that's called Hereford. And Hereford, you can see here how Hereford works here. It went up, and Hereford has been going up a little bit. Hereford is up 12% since that period, and Bitcoin itself, you can see it here, is down 50%. So we have this automatically strategy. We execute it inside your own wallet, inside the Binance wallet, and very short another one. And you can play with this. And then you can decide to go, let us manage your portfolio. The money is yours. It's in your own wallet. We just provide the signals, and we automatically execute them. You have a beautiful dashboard giving you overviews. Okay, that's our little pitch. I have nothing more. I had a great time with you, Idan. I just wanted to say, great being in Paris. And
yeah, me too.
Working. Hello, bye.
That's my daughter.
Idam.
Okay, bye, Vincent. Bye. Bye-bye.